You want to say hi to him?
Hi.
Hi. What's up, guys? This is PT Dan with Kids Cancer PT, where I remind you and everyone affected by childhood cancer that there's hope and movement. Today, I got my trusty research investigation partner with me.
Peter.
This is Sci Guy, Private Eye. There you go. You want to say hi to the nice people, Sci? We're doing a little research roundup for the first time ever.
Research Roundup! Oh, doggy, looks like we got us a big one.
It's time for us to push our little science bus over the next hump while we talk about research. Wait, I've lost me. Okay, 1 second, let me give you an example. Sai, can you help me build a bridge?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Okay, we gotta put this piece in. Can you do that? It goes right there. Oh, you're gonna do that one? Okay, that's fine. Okay, can you put that piece on the end? It flips over like that. There we go. And let's make it turn towards us. That's a good idea. All right, what about this here? All right, I think we're good. So the road to better treatment, curing diseases like cancer, is filled with little bumps like this. On one side, we have where we are. On the other side is where we want to be, and this hump represents something we don't know. It's a problem we need to solve. Well, research... Really? Bump, yeah. The research that we do is what gets us from here to here. That's one of the reasons we talk about on this channel. Yeah, can you push it over? Oh my goodness, that was amazing. Okay, so let's take a look at today's article. Now, today we're looking at an article by Greg Armstrong et al.
Et al. That is just a fancy phrase that means PT Dan is not able to correctly pronounce the rest of the author's names.
Anyway, the article was published in 2016 in the New England Journal of Medicine, and it's titled, Reduction in Late Mortality Among 5-Year Survivors of Childhood Cancer. Now, we're going to make this research relatable, right, Sai?
Yeah.
Good. Now, before we get too hung up on jargon, vernacular, big words, what they're really talking about here is a trend that's emerging in childhood cancer survivors living longer, which is great. Okay. So, oh my goodness. Hey, while you're in there, can we start off looking at the good? So, great things about this study. This is a really large study. Over 34,000 childhood cancer survivors were part of the sample group for this study. What do you think? Isn't that pretty good? So large studies are better because they give us more information to draw from. The more participants you have, the better information you get. Guess what? The people in this study, they came from all over the United States and in Canada. Can you believe that? It's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So the cool thing about that is different people in different places, they tell different stories. And we get better and better information.
Fish!
You are right.
Fishing!
Really? Think of it like this. If we were, as a country, voting for the national vegetable, good job. A lot of people in a certain area might all vote for the same vegetable. What's your favorite vegetable?
Blue.
Blue? Good to know. I'm gonna give you some blue tonight. Is that a good idea? But when you zoom out and look at the rest of the country, other favorite vegetables might come into play. You get a better idea of what main vegetables should be.
The chrysanthemum.
That's a flower.
But the spider monkey.
Let's move on. Another great thing about this study, they used a lot of statistics. Did you know the more measurements you take, the better your research is? It's time to talk about the meh.
Okay.
One of the things that's not so great, but it's good that they found it, is that because of changes in treatment intensity, neuroblastoma survival rates are increasing, but so is the fallout from all of those treatments. Some of those treatments are very hard on the body, so these people have trouble with stuff. Do you know that? Another kind of meh thing about this study is that the authors use some kind of impressive but probably unnecessary math to fill in some gaps in the data. Part of the reason they did this is because it was such a giant study. Giant study. I'm not a big fan of this kind of number crunching that the authors called a predictive mean matching method. Basically, they filled in gaps in data, almost like frog DNA in a certain bunch of dinosaurs that all lived in a park not that long ago. Come on, we learned from Jurassic Park, right? Don't do that with data. Maybe I'm being a little hard on them. My issue is that this adds an unnecessary layer of variability into what is already, I think, a pretty well-defined and well-devised study. There still is one more good thing, though.
Mama.
The results. They show that more kids than ever before are surviving childhood cancer. This is largely due to changes in the treatment that the kids are getting. These changes have been occurring over the past 40 years or so, and those changes are still occurring today. That's it for the Kids and PT today. If you want to take a closer look at the article we talked about, pick up a copy of the New England Journal of Medicine, March 3rd, 2016. And I've put a link to the abstract or the summary of the article in the description for this video. Hit subscribe if you'd like to see more of me and Sci Guy Private Eye as we make research relatable to you.
Like.
That's all for today. In case you forgot,
Good.
you're awesome. Have a great week. I'll say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.